Hey, what's up guys? My name is Josue. Welcome back to La Vida Josue. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a delicious, old-fashioned, some would even say country-style potato salad. This potato salad, I swear to Christ, it's gonna hit at your next dinner party, at your next event, or if you're just making it at home for yourself. I can assure you that not only is it gonna be delicious and easy to make, it's gonna be kinda unique. So I'm gonna show you my secret to making great tasting potato salad in this video, and we're gonna start right now. So stick around and watch this video. So, step number one to making this potato salad is potatoes, of course. So the first thing that I did is I started peeling the potatoes in my sink. I'm using about 6 or 7 potatoes that I'm just peeling the best that I can in my sink before we actually start cutting them. When you're peeling potatoes, you don't want them to oxidize because if you do, they'll start to turn brown, kind of like apples. Honestly, I really should have just been putting them in the water after I peeled them, but I didn't think about it, so don't make the same mistake that I did. So I've washed the potatoes a couple good times, so you can tell the difference. The water is a lot clearer now, so you can see the potatoes right through the water. So that's what you want. That's when you know that they're clean and they're ready to cut. By the way, I'm using regular old russet potatoes. It's just the cheapest, really. I mean, you can use any potatoes that you like, red potatoes, the Yukon Golds, whatever you want to use. It's up to you. This is just what I'm using today. So I took my clean potatoes, I transferred them to a bowl. Now we're about to go ahead and cut them up into smaller pieces, so it'll be a lot easier to, you know, mix our potato salad, and so it's in bite-sized pieces and stuff like that. So let's get to cutting. Knife. So first what I do is I take one, cut them in half, flip them over, cut them in half again, and then I just cut them in half again and make little cubes. So about this size is what you're looking for right here. So I cut all my potatoes up. You can see they're all pretty much about the same size. So that's what we want. We want a consistent cut. And by the way, if you want to learn how to cut vegetables a little bit more consistently, I'll put a video up here in the card, down in the description box below as well. So go ahead and watch that so you can up your knife skills. Next, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and add cold water to the potatoes. So we're just going to kind of fill it up about an inch or so above the potato line. And then we're going to go ahead and set them on the stove so they can start to boil. So I've got 3 eggs here that I'm going to start boiling at the same time as the potatoes. A lot of recipes that I've seen usually use like 1 or 2 eggs. I like extra egg in mine, so I'm going to use 3. Same exact thing, just like the potatoes, you want to make sure you fill the water up to where it just kind of covers the egg, not too much more. You know, eggs boil for about 12 minutes. Just be careful not to move the pan or the eggs around too much. You don't want them to crack because then of course they're going to leak in the water. And then same thing, they're going to the stove. Cranking up the heat for both of them up to a medium high, almost high temperature. And then we just chill out and let them come to a boil. And then after that, of course, we're just going to take them out, peel the eggs, let everything cool down before we mix up the potato salad. Now take note, the reason we want to put cold water in the potatoes and not add the potatoes into the water when the water's already boiling is because we want everything to be nice and level. So as the temperature rises, the heat rises, and it starts to come to a boil, the potatoes will start to cook evenly from bottom to top, so you don't get those mushy potatoes like mashed potatoes, for example, when we're making potato salad. We want the potatoes to stay as cubed as possible when we're making a potato salad like this. All right, so now that our potatoes and our eggs have came to a boil, we're gonna let them cook for about 12 minutes before we take them out, and then we let them cool so we can peel the eggs. And of course the potatoes have to cool down before we make the potato salad, because if not, it's gonna make your mayonnaise and your mustard all nasty, and that's not what we want. They gotta come down to at least room temperature. So 12 minutes starting now. You do want to make sure you do stir your potatoes occasionally. Easy though, not rough. You don't want to mash them. You'll see the water starts to bubble up, but just turn them nice and gently. You don't want to break them up. As I mentioned before, you want them to stay as cubed as possible. Just make sure they don't stick to the bottom, you know, every few minutes here. And boom, just like that, 12 minutes are up and we're ready to take out the potatoes and strain them from the water. Yeah, in hindsight, I probably should have put the potatoes in this, but I forgot, dude. So we take the potatoes, make sure you strain them out really good. Look at all that steam. So after I strain the potatoes, I put them back in the pot here where I first boiled them. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let them chill out for a little while and come to room temperature. So same thing with the eggs. You just wanna get the boiled water out. These are done. I'm just gonna drop them in the sink. You can run some cold water over the eggs. That'll help them cool down a bit. It'll make them easier to handle when you peel them. Check it out, this one even cracked. So you definitely know this one's done because it didn't leak at all. So yeah, this is gonna make for some good potato salad. So with the eggs, super easy. You just kind of want to take them almost like you're cracking one, and then just peel that outer layer off, and then boom, run it over the water to get all the excess shell off. There you have perfect boiled egg. Ooh, still got some shell. All right, so while we wait for the potatoes to cool down, we want to go ahead and start our dressing. So we're gonna start with 1/2 an onion and 2 stalks of celery, or as they say in Spanish, apio. So with the onion, we're just gonna go ahead and slice this baby into little dices. Next, the celery, you know where it folds on this side, I'm just gonna cut it in half here. So then you get 2 little smaller stalks like this. And then you just wanna cut these into little pieces. Some are chunkier than others, but that's okay because I actually really like celery, so I don't mind getting a nice crunch. Of course, if you don't like celery, you can always leave it out, but for God's sake, please do not put raisins in it. Next, we take our onions and our celery. We're gonna transfer it into this bowl, push this all up in there, and there you go. That's our first layer of the potato salad. Mayonnaise. So I'm just using Duke's regular mayonnaise, real mayonnaise. You can use whatever mayonnaise that you like. Some people like Miracle Whip. If you want to do Miracle Whip, whatever, you can do that too, but I'm using Duke's. Gonna take about 3 big heaping spoonfuls of mayonnaise and drop that into the bowl. Next, yellow mustard, about 2 tablespoons. We want to drop that in as well. Make sure you get all that in there. Next, we want to season. So we start with black pepper, then we add the salt, paprika. This is what's gonna add that little kick. So about a teaspoon or so of paprika, gonna give it a little bit of color as well. Now earlier I said that this was gonna be a little bit unique, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add pickles, these Clausen deli style pickles. So I know a lot of people like to put sweet relish into their potato salad, but I don't like that. I'm gonna use a deli pickle because it's gonna give it a little bit of acidity and it's gonna give it a little bit more of that tartness. So I'm taking 1 sliced pickle, I'm gonna slice it up into fine little dices, just to get them as small as possible. And yes, this might seem like a lot of pickle, but I like that extra tang because it's a kick in the glass. So we take the pickles that we just cut up and we put those in the bowl as well. Always use the back side of your knife to scrape, because if you use the front, you'll ruin your blade. But last but not least, some of the pickle juice. The pickle juice from the Clausen jar is gonna give it that super extra tang. So we're gonna drop that as well before we mix up the dressing. Next, with a spatula, you just want to take these ingredients, spin your bowl around, and combine everything into a nice chunky dressing. That's going to be the coating for your potatoes and your nice, delicious, creamy, chunky, flavorful potato salad. So now that your salad dressing is all nice and mixed really well and incorporated, what you want to do is, of course, then add your potatoes. So you take your cool potatoes and you're just going to pour them on top of the dressing. And then you're going to want to start folding in your dressing onto your potatoes until they're fully coated. So yes, you don't just want to take like a potato masher. Like I said, you're not making mashed potatoes. You just want to take a spatula, do it nice and easy because you want the potatoes to keep their shape. Just fold and turn the bowl. Fold and turn the bowl until they're all coated with that nice, delicious dressing. Holy jeez, I forgot the eggs. Hey, I didn't say I was perfect. This isn't the Food Network. This is real life. But we didn't eat it yet, so we can still cut these eggs up and we're gonna add these in. You're probably watching the video like, what's up with the eggs, man? So you just wanna roughly chop up the eggs and add those to your potato salad as well. One last mix so the eggs get up in there as well. And now it's ready to serve. So there we have this delicious creamy potato salad. I'm serving it with my barbecue chicken. If you want to learn how to make that chicken, just click down in the description box below. I'll show you how to make that as well. All right, so we're gonna take a bite of the potato salad. It's dank, it's perfect. Creamy, crunchy from the celery, eggy because I put extra egg, seasoned perfect, it's salted just right, and tangy from the pickle juice. It's almost like an aftertaste that you get, like after you swallow it, you're like, what is that? Is that pickles? Yeah, it is. And it's delicious. So that's how you make my old-fashioned country style potato salad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you make it for your next event, and I hope that everybody that tries it loves it as well. Drop down in the comments below and let me know how you make your potato salad. If you are curious about everything that I use in the kitchen as far as my gear and my camera gear to make the videos, click the link in the description below. I have everything listed for you guys along with all my social media, so you can go follow me there as well. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it out with your friends and family. Hit the bell so you're notified the next time that I post a video. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.